How's it going, everyone? It's your boy Slifer, back at it again. This time we got something a little different for you to celebrate us hitting our 50 subscriber mark, which was my end of the year goal, and we managed to hit it by February, so that's amazing. Shout outs to you guys. We're doing a Q&A video, so I got some questions in the Q&A section of our community Discord. Feel free to ask to get in on that. It's open to the public. I can have myself or an administrator divvy out that link for you, but enough with the intro. Let's get right into the questions. So the first question comes from ESP, longtime OG fan and moderator for me. Why do you have those earrings that make your earlobes so big? And the answer to that is I started stretching my ears freshman year of high school. For those of you who don't know, I was your run-of-the-mill emo kid in high school. Just edgy, miserable, And ear stretching after you get past size 0, which is about, I think, like 8 sizes in, it's non-reversible, and I'm not willing to pay for the cosmetic surgery to fix my earlobes. So I'm just stuck with these massive, you can see here, 1 1/8 inch stretched lobes. And I still like them. I like the way they look, but they are upkeep, which is frustrating. If I had to choose, like if I didn't stretch my ears and I thought about doing it now, I definitely wouldn't, just because of the upkeep and stigma behind them. So yeah, that's the answer to that one. Next one comes from Jorik, a newer member. What is your job actually? This is a question I try to dance around because I don't want any flack coming to my job, just for the sake of getting doxxed, and I don't want my job really knowing about what I do. What I will say is I manage at a pharmaceutical warehouse, so I deal with a lot of the cash reports, the cash handling, bank deposits, managing workflow, that kind of stuff. It's nice. I've been there 2 years. It's been pretty good to me. I make a living wage, so that's nice. It's still not a ton of money, but it pays the bills. And that's really all you can ask for. Another question from Jorik: how many languages do you speak? Practically 1. I do know a reasonable amount of conversational French, which is something that I would like to, once my life settles down a little bit, to continue my studies in. I took it throughout high school. I was practicing it in my spare time with my old roommate when I was planning on actually moving to Europe and into France. So it's rusty. It's there. I know how to conjugate. I know sentence structure. I don't know a ton of words because that kind of slips. Same with Spanish. Like, I know how the language works, given that I'm Puerto Rican and I've been around the language. I don't know a ton of words for that either. I'm weeaboo trash. I would love to learn Japanese, especially because I really, really, really want to visit Japan. Shocker. And I think ASL would also be a really cool thing to learn. What's the perfect breakfast sandwich from Chef? The hard-hitting questions. Alright, so I think if we're talking, if I want to show off my culinary expertise, right, I think a really cool breakfast sandwich would be, if you were to just take 2 eggs in a basket and just slap them on top of each other. I think that'd be really neat, but in the more traditional sense of a breakfast sandwich. I think simple, because normally in the breakfast I'm rushing around. I'm trying to, get to where I need to go without having to be too early. Onion bagel, perhaps a little butter, some delicious applewood smoked bacon, or maybe some maple glazed bacon, but some sort of that. We're gonna need another protein, so perhaps a sausage, because I do like spicier breakfast sandwiches. Kind of really helps you get going. It's a nice flavor profile in combination with the coffee I am surely drinking. Perhaps like some Angus beef, but I would never make that myself. I'd get that at another store. I think the cheese with a breakfast sandwich, again, like I was talking about with the flavor profile, it's better to go with something, a little heat, maybe some cheddar jack, or maybe some sharp white cheddar and some sort of spicy cheese on top of that. So that is my final answer. I think the eggs in the basket is kind of neat, kind of a gimmick. I really wouldn't call that a sandwich, but just kind of throwing that out there. Let's see. Tope, why did you lose against me in ORAS Winter Seasonal? Because I don't know if I've said this before, but I legitimately got outplayed. For those of you who haven't seen the replay, I have it uploaded on my channel. Me and Tope unfortunately had a team kill round 2 of ORAS Winter Seasonal this year. for 2018, and unfortunately I did lose. I won game 1 pretty convincingly. I had a game plan, I stuck with it. Mega Manetric was just too much for him once he lost his sand for his Excadrill to speed control my Excadrill. It just swept. Late game. Game 2 was a little hacksy. However, alright, so the thing is, right, I didn't expect his Rotom to be so offensive. I figured it to be like max really defensive when I calced and I made my series of plays. However, I still disagree with my play. If I went Weavile first and I hit knockoff and I knocked off its leftovers, if you watch the end game where I basically throw, he gets 3 turns of leftovers recovery and I leave him at 1% and I get full paralyzed and I'm unable to knock it out. So if I went Weavile first and knocked it, even if my Weavile got full paralyzed, the attack from Mega Metagross would have KO'd. So, you know, I got outplayed in the sense of I choked the end game. I didn't think it through well enough. Game 3 I got fucking destroyed. There was a lot of hacks, but it wasn't on stuff that mattered. Honestly, I would have I was in a situation with my Clefable where I could have potentially hacked back, but it got crit through immediately, and you know that's just kind of the end of that. So you know it was a cool set. You know, if I had to lose to someone, I'm glad it was him. He went off that tournament as always. Very clean, up and coming ORAS and just Pokemon in general player. So you know it happens. I was definitely pretty upset. It like ruined my week. If I'm gonna be real with you, I took that loss pretty hard. But you know it's just part of the game. You know, Pokemon's such a game of chance. You know you really can't control that or play around it too much. Kitchard, another OG fan as well as two. What's with the first round OST lost, Alex? Shit. So, in case you're new, I suck at Gen 7, alright? It's just not my thing. I'm just not very good at it. I'm not great at Pokemon in general. But if there was a tier or a generation that stuck out that I wasn't particularly good at, on top of that, taking my low skill ceiling into consideration, it'd be Gen 7. And unfortunately matched up against a player in a single elimination format who was just much better than me and who managed to hit all 8 Hydro Pumps in a row with his Greninja. Very unfortunate. Game 2 was a little closer, but I still just wasn't good enough. You know, there's not really any shame in losing to someone who's just outright better than you. I mean, I definitely didn't expect to lose round 1, but you know, it is what it is. QNA from RFox, my original mod, your mom gay. No you. Alrighty. What state do I live in? From ESP. I live in Massachusetts. I'm on the east coast of the US of A. It's alright here. You know, America's, you know, it could be better, it could be worse, you know. There's always going to be room for improvement. As far as the East Coast goes, it's alright. Having 4 seasons is a gimmick, and I hate it, and holy shit, I hate winter. My dog loves winter. Excuse me. I hate it. I hate the snow, I hate the cold. I'd rather it just be like flannel weather fall all the fucking time. So, you know, it's okay. You know, having New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, all these other cool states nearby is like whatever. I live in like the shitty part of Massachusetts where like I have to travel like 2 hours just to get to like inner city Mass, like Boston area, to like do anything cool. So, you know, unfortunate. I already know that Answer Slifer is on that 10-minute mark grind. Unfortunately, I don't make ad revenue as much as I appreciate the community coming up with enough questions to try to get me to the 10-minute mark. So that would matter if I made ad revenue, right? Because I'd be able to roll another ad. But until I hit 1,000 subscribers, I won't. But that's fine. We're not in it for the money. I already have a real job. You know, this is very much a hobby, which is why I haven't uploaded in a little bit. I've been sick. I just really haven't felt like it. So I haven't. You know, it's as simple as that. And when content creation's not your job, you're fortunate enough to just put out content when you want, and it ensures the quality. Because I found that the retention time, the amount of time people watch the videos, the amount of views on the videos, and the quality all go up with the amount of time between the videos, which is pretty cool. let's see. Will this question make it into the Q&A? Yes, it will. Our Fox, yes, it will. Pictured, do you like cock? Man, I knew this was coming. Not particularly, no. Good question, though. Good question. Tobe, why did you lose to me in the OS Winter Season? I already asked that, already answered that. Do you like Brockhampton? Not that much. NGL, not gonna lie. Let's see, what is your opinion on Scorpion? Alright, so I was kind of I was a pretty early adapter Drake hater, right? I felt like he was always in drama with people, and I didn't really fuck with that. There's just a lot against him. Everyone's hating on him. So I didn't really fuck with Drake. I never really gave him a chance. I was listening to some music one time while I was playing, like Pokemon or Melee or some stupid shit. I don't remember. Not important. And 0 to 100 came on, and I was like, ooh, this song's kind of tight. Who's it by? And I looked it up, and I was like, oh shit, this is by Drake. I don't know how I feel about that. So I started messing around with him. And fast forward a little bit as I really get into streaming, and the community starts to pick up. I start getting a ton of song requests, especially for Drake. I start to get exposed to him more, and I really start to just vibe with his shit. It's pretty good, So that's my backstory with Drake. Scorpion. Wasn't that impressed by it the first time I listened to it, but you can't really judge an album right off the bat. You really got to listen to each song a few times, let the song sink in. And I really like it. I think it's a solid ass album, honestly. I think it potentially was album of the year as well. Obviously it didn't win that, but it could have, in my opinion. Top 5 favorite Pokemon. This is a hard as fuck answer. This is a question I get pretty often on stream, or just favorite Pokemon in general, favorite Pokemon from each generation, some sort of that, right? But you think he's a Pokemon content creator? I'd have a fucking answer for that question, but I don't. But I'll attempt to answer it to my best of my ability. I think the top 2 are pretty obvious because they're in my banner and all my logos and all my whatever you want to call it. Weavile and Garchomp. I'd probably put Weavile slightly above Garchomp. Both metagame threats from the metagame I was introduced to Pokemon with. So, they're gonna hold that nostalgia factor in my heart. I just really enjoy them in general. They're still okay. I know Garchomp's made a resurgence in Gen 7 with the lack of Zygarde. Weavile kind of has a niche pick as a Scarfer for Megazam, which has kind of dropped in popularity, so it's kind of lost that niche. But, whatever. They're still near and dear to me. They're still good in Gen 6, and I play a lot of Gen 6. Gen 5, Chomp's pretty good, Yachi Chomp or Dragon Gem Chomp. I don't really see Weavile in Gen 5. I don't know a lot about that gen. And obviously Gen 4 Garchomp was banned. I played when it was legal, and oh boy was that thing a bitch. Weavile very nice for revenge killing it should it not have a sub up, and hopefully you just don't miss thanks to Sandvale, because oh boy was that Pokemon a bitch. So we got those 2, right? I also really like this Pokemon I really like Mienshao or Mienshao. I'm not really sure how to say it. It's fast, it looks cool. It's pretty, it's okay. I use it in Gen 5 as much as I can. I use it as a Scarfer with Regenerator, HP Ice, HJK, U-Turn, and something else I can't remember right now. Yeah, so Mienshao, that's another really cool Pokemon. I like the fast, strong, frail, offensive Pokemon. I know recently I've kind of resorted to balance being my main play style, but originally I was a very offensive player, and that's where I'm pushing towards now, because obviously there's greater risk with offense, but there's greater reward. So I think that's it's really where I would flourish as a player if I want to, and I do want to continue to improve, progress, all that good stuff. So we got 3, right? We got Weavile, we got Chomp, we got Mienshao. Suicune, in juxtaposition to the previous 3, I know it's really fat. It's one of my least favorite Pokemon to see on the ladder or to play against in general. I think it is just, it's elegant, it's visually appealing. What can I say? And yeah, there's not too much to say about it. I'm not really sure why I like it that much, but it's just very visually appealing. Definitely a powerful mon, but that's not really why I like it. I really just like it for its aesthetic. Alright, so we're on our last replay, last part of the last question, so that's perfect timing. 5th favorite Pokemon, that's gonna have to go to the Boss Baby. No. It's a good ass question. I'm gonna have to say Mega Aerodactyl. Yeah, final answer. It sucks. Well, I shouldn't say it sucks. It's like okay in UU. But I think it looks really cool, and it's one of the Pokemon I've always wanted to be good in OU, and it's one I'll bring often in OU, despite it not being great. Like, I'll try to put it on a Webs team and have it be Adamant Max Attack, just for that extra umph, but its ability doesn't do it justice in combination with its move pool. It's just kind of unfortunate. Being that fast isn't really that great for what it does. And so that is it. Thank you all so much for the support on the Twitch, on the YouTube. 50 subscribers. Never would have thought I would have made it here, let alone this quickly. Like I said, this was my goal for like 2019 going into 2020. Like, this is where I wanted to be at the end of 2019. And we were already at like 52 as this video is going up. Jesus Christ, my hair. I'm sorry if I sound like shit. I'm sick. Check out all my information in the description down below. My social medias will all be there. My music person, my friends. Check out their channels, show them some love and support, tell them Slifer sent you, ask them to do a butt reveal, and that'll wrap it up, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.